Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So it's Tuesday's request day, but before we talk about today's request map, I want to tell you about last night. On my second channel, I had another race day, this time hurtling around Silverstone in the United Kingdom in a race that went from dry to wet, much to my disdain. So join me for that one, the link will be at the end of today's show. Now today's map, as already said, it's a request map. It's been requested by the creator and it's
my first map.
Yes, it's one of those. Now the thing is, it's not half bad. It's got some really nice touches going on with this, as well as probably the best use of a grounded ship that I've seen in a map ever. So that has got to be worth hitting the like button for, don't you think? That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Grand Cascadia by EanBez. EanBez. It's like E-beans, anagram of E-beans. I like it. Or Easy Bean. Easy Bean. Oh, love it. Start square looks just like that. Plenty of buildable space in that. Gotta like that. 2 sources of water as well. The terrain heights, it's flat around the water and then hills along the edges. That's all good as well. And then the resources, a little bit of everything in multiple places, which is also very nice indeed. Especially the underground water, undersea water for the Industries DLC. Now, we don't need Industries, but you do need Park Life DLC for this one, apparently. I can't remember any reason why, but I'm sure it's there. We'll be using the realistic 1.2 Boreal theme and the Laviante LUT, which seems to be the LUT of the moment. I mean, for the longest time, it was a realistic 1.2. That's the ones that you recommended. And then, well, just recently, I think I've had about 4 out of the last 8 maps have all had a recommended Laviante LUT. Which, I mean, it's a very nice LUT. I'm not moaning about it. I just think it's kind of odd that you just get a cluster of maps that all use the same LUT. Obviously, all in production at the same time as our first intersection, not our start square. We're going to keep going for that one. But yes, now this ramp going up onto this bridge, it's elevated. It just looks a little bit off, a little bit droopy in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of a fix here whilst I keep talking about the great Laviante LUT. But yes, these maps obviously all in production. In fact, this map was released back in November, was it? November, December. It was requested back around December. So this was in production back then. So it's just they all come together at about the same time, which I just find it odd, you know. It's odd. Nothing wrong with it. A very nice LUT. Yeah, it could be any one of a dozen LUTs, but yeah, it's just this one keeps popping its head up. Wondering if we get any more this week. I actually genuinely have no idea. So anyway, that ramp looks a little bit better. I think there's still a lot more work I could do with that one. I'll probably have it ground based for a little bit further than we've got there. And it's big and it's bold and it's strong. It's like my mega bridge from one of my old Let's Plays, Lynchia Let's Play. Which was what, 3 years ago now? Was it that long ago? I really want to get back to my Let's Play. It's just time is really against me at all times. And unfortunately, as much as I'm enjoying playing Duvo, or was enjoying playing Duvo, and I do plan on going back, it just doesn't get the views. And if it's getting the views, then obviously it's worth me putting the time into it. But if it's not getting views, it's better for me to maybe make some more tutorials or things like that. Now these bridges, I really like. That first bridge was my least favourite of all the bridges. All the other bridges are really nice. This one is a bit unique in the fact that it's really low and swooping and really nicely designed as well. I really like that bridge. Really do like it a lot. So yes, it's just one of these. Duvo. I want to get back. I want to do it. It's. Yeah, if obviously I can't compare myself to Strict Toast or anything like that, but if they upload a video, they're getting tens of thousands of views instantly. If I upload a Let's Play, it gets a few hundred, and that's as far as it goes. And for the amount of hours that it takes to actually put into a Let's Play, it's just it's not worth my time. And it's really frustrating because I actually want to go. I was really enjoying it, and those people that are watching it were really enjoying it as well. I will get back to it if and when time allows. Of course, if ever I get to go full time on this, then time will definitely allow. But I'm still a long way from that. Boo-hoo, sob. Let's all cry into BonBonB Tanky, eh? Start Square roundabouts. Fine, absolutely fine. Got a little bit of foliage just creeping onto the road, but it's not really affecting anything, so that's absolutely fine. And as it's the start square, it means there's probably something here. Something like the Heydar Aliyev Centre by Zaha Hadid by Macwelshman. Zaha Hadid, obviously the original architect, and Macwelshman's doing a little series of these at the moment. This is the second one of notable bits of architecture, and they're doing that. But I mean, it's Macwelshman. They're blinking good at making assets, and it shows, doesn't it? Beautiful work. Factoids, because factoids. This day in 1962, the February the 4th, was a Sunday. There, probably the world's worst factoid there. And it saw the appearance of the first ever colour magazine supplement in a newspaper, possibly in the UK. And it was produced by the Sunday Times. So 1962, colour supplement, Sunday Times, UK. That's basically all you need to know about today. If anybody asks you, you can say, ooh, but have you got it? I wonder, it's probably worth quite a bit now anyway. The Heydar Aliyev Centre by Zaha Hadid by Macwelshman. Today's asset of the day. And back to the highways. So we've covered Mega Bridge, old Let's Plays. Oh, we've got a little bit of a terrain alignment going on here with these roads. Just needs dropping down a few. If I pick a node, use move it, drop that down just a few, and you can just see how we just take out that ridge between the two highways. It's negligible stuff. Basically, this map, the problems with it are negligible stuff, and you're not going to mind too much about them. It's just a question. This is a map where you look at the map and you go, "Ooh, I want to play that map." You just look at it and you know that you want to play it, or you look at it and you go, "Oh, there's a million maps just like this one. I want to play something different." This is the sort of map that it is. There's no major issues with it. But there are some really nice areas about it, which we're going to get to. Nice areas I think could be nicer, just a little bit nicer, but that doesn't mean that they're not nice areas anyway. Another intersection there, nothing wrong with that one, and we're heading now towards tunnels. Tunnels indeed. Now we will be talking more about tunnels a little bit later on, but that one just goes through here. I don't mind, this is quite nice. It makes a lot of sense to have a tunnel right there, just like that. Pops out over here and heads down into this intersection. Now, if we take a little left here, and again, it's a perfectly lovely intersection. Nothing to grumble here, really. Oh, the 3 lanes into 3. But you want to do lane merging on every map? You can. But if you're playing vanilla rules, that probably won't bother you that much. Lanes getting a little bit closer to each other, where you just like the equidistant was quite nicely aesthetic. We'll just move that out a little bit. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So how's that? Is that looking a bit better? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's still more that we could do, but yeah, if we just undo that one, you see how they just crouch together a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of like a bendy jingy janky going on there, but it's fine. It's not an issue. We've seen worse. We've seen way worse than that one. Then we've got a rail tunnel going under the highway. We'll have a look at this when we do the rail in a moment. But I do want to show you a good piece of work, which is just over here. This good bit of piece of work is what I would call a perfect bridge. Now, normally we go to the intermission after the rail, but as this is a perfect bridge, and I have a perfect bridge intermission, maybe now's the perfect time to go for a perfect bridge intermission. See you on the other side.
Do your bridges look like the game's AI has gone on holiday? Would you like vanilla bridges to be proud of? Then you need the beginner's guide to perfect bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Grand Cascadia by EanBez. EanBez. Beans easy. Easy beans. Easy beans. Rail is really lovely. Rail is really lovely. Just got a couple of very minor grumbles. Very minor grumbles. Easily fixed. In fact, we're going to fix one of them right in front of your very eyes. Why not? Why not? I mean, we're here. We've got a few minutes to kill. You know, what were you going to do? What were you going to do? If you're watching a YouTube video, you might as well watch me fix something. And it's not a 60-minute map fix. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful tunnel there. Lovely. But if you have a look along the top, we have got a little ridge up there. Can you see that? So yeah, you can see how it comes in and it actually elevates instead of staying level. And so what we have there is just a little bit of a ridge where you can see the tunnel encroaching on the actual terrain mesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Move It using the underground view there. I'm going to use a few of those nodes. I'm going to push them down. I'm not worried about it being perfectly straight and flat underground. We just don't want to be able to see it from overground. By moving that down, it's no longer encroaching on the terrain mesh, and that's tidied. Lovely. So yeah, and then we can just cruise along. Yeah, the rail's lovely. I have no grumbles really, apart from obviously that one grumble. Yes, so through the start square, you may notice we are now in the start square, and that's because of the lovely asset on the left, the big lump of snow that we have there. And we got a tiny little, now here again, we've got a little bit of a bow in the rail, a bit of a jinky janky going on there. What we're going to do, I think, is just straighten that segment out. Might just want to move that node across a fraction, something like that. So it's all minor things. If there are going to be any changes to this map, if you take on this map, you've got very little to do. Very, very little to do to bring it up to high standards. Again, here we've got a rail under here. You can see the encroaching of the rail under the terrain mesh there. I'm not going to fix that one. You can already see what we need to do. We've already fixed one, so you've got a pretty good idea of what needs to be done there. Minor stuff, again, nothing really to write home about. Right, now normally we get to about here and I talk about going to an intermission, but we've already had an intermission and I'm not going to be greedy and run another one. So let's have a look at the shipping routes. Go straight to shipping routes. See, I can do these things. Shipping route, we got this one that comes all the way up here, like this. And again, we get up towards the edge of the fog here. And it goes off into the fog, but before it gets there, we've got one of those little splitty triangle things, which is lovely. And then that goes up underneath the Alincia Mega Bridge. The Mega Bridge, not dissimilar to the one that I had in Lincia. I think it was episode 1 of Lincia. Goodness me. Crikey. There's memories coming back, flooding back. I really liked that map. Very fantasy, but I really liked it. And then water flow. There is water flow here. It's sort of like edge of map water flow because it's coming back towards us at that spot there, but the water is moving. There's a huge swathe of water to dilute the sewage there, and we've also got fast flowing water down the river. So I would go sewage in the river and then draw out of the main bay, and you'd probably be okay. The map as a whole looks really nice from afar, and as you get in, it doesn't let you down. It really does. We're talking about using a good theme, of course. All of the realistic themes are really strong. This is the realistic Boreal theme. So with the Laviante Lut is lovely indeed. And then we got these side rivers. These look great as well. I mean, we've got the theme that brings out the rocks. I'd like to see a little bit of rock detailing. It wouldn't have been asking too much, just to grab 1 or 2 of the water-friendly rocks off of the workshop, just to add some rapids, especially down here, that very last bit. Looks like we could probably just have some rapids for a little bit of detailing under the water there. Would look really very lovely indeed. So it's, again, there's nothing wrong with what we're seeing. I just think it could be a little bit more so. Now this little area down here, I'm actually loving this. This is my favourite part of the whole map. What we got here is we have got a totally believable, I'm 100% believing this tanker. It makes a lot of sense to me that some wayward sea captain, trying to get into the river, sees this as an entrance, managed to squeeze somehow between these rocks here. He thinks, oh, I'm on my way. And then he gets it. I'm thinking before this road was built, obviously, road bridge. And then he gets marooned right there. Do you know what? I'm actually buying that story 100%. So, yeah, excellent. Loving that. Down here on the peninsula, we have got, it's the Essential Lighthouse. Out in the fog. I'm not that worried about turning the fog off to show you that. You've seen it a million times. But as locations go, I think that one absolutely 100% makes sense too. And then we got this river again. And this river over here, again, I've got no problems with a little bit of rock detailing right at the outlet. I'd like to see a little bit more rock detailing a little bit further up. I think that would add a little bit to that. But all told, I think this is a very lovely map. Lots of potential as well. But what do you think? What do you think? Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Ready your clicking fingers. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I want it to be. I genuinely want it to be. Aesthetically, it's really very nice. I'm not feeling a 5-star. It's a long way from a 5-star, but it's really very nice. I'm going to give it a very solid and respectable 4. Detailing. Detailing, again, very solid. Lots of very good standards throughout. A few areas I feel could do with a little bit more work and a few minor errors. So I'm going to go for a high 3 stars. Pushing for 4. Gameplay potential, loads of potential with this one. Just not feeling the water flow through the main bay. I feel that should be flowing outwards. But other than that, it's all good. So I'm gonna go again, a solid 4 stars. Very playable, lots of ways of attacking this map, and I think it will be a lot of fun to play. So Grand Cascadia by Easy Beans. EanBez even. EanBez. That's a very nice. I'm just not feeling for the seal of approval though, unfortunately, but it's very close. Very, very close indeed. So good work, and can't wait to see your next one. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Don't forget to catch that little bit of motor racing popping up on the screen in just a few moments time. You definitely want to see that because it's a great race, and I do okay. I do okay. I do. Okay, I'll see you over there, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another map in the What to Map series. I've been BonBonB, and you have been very, very welcome.